What is good, TikTok? Today we have got the my top 10 MCU movies of all time. This is my first ever video. Trying to start something new. I'm going to talk about it, but a lot of fun things to come in the future. But I think I would just like to start things off with saying what's up, and I'm going to give you all guys my top 10 MCU movies of all time from number 10 to number 1. So let's get into it. At number 10, I gotta go the first Avengers movie. The reason I'm putting this one at number 10 was because it was the first MCU movie I'd ever seen. So obviously out of all the Avengers movies, I wouldn't pick it to be any higher than obviously the lower of all of them. But like I said, first ever MCU movie I'd ever seen. You know all these Marvel characters from the comic books. You know every single one of them, and finally to see them together to on the big screen, finally come together on big screen to make a movie. It was just super fun to watch as a kid growing up, and just I think it's perfect at the number 10 spot. So a lot of people may disagree with the number 9 spot, but a lot of people hate this movie. A lot of people like this movie, but Thor Ragnarok, personally, in my opinion, is a number 9 movie of all time in the MCU. I think it's the best out of all the Thor movies. So I think the comedy in it, just the epic fight scene, of course, between Hulk and Thor was awesome in it. But I think just overall it was a very fun experience in the theaters to just go see this movie. So I think putting it at number 9 is probably the best spot that I could put it. Coming in at the number 7 is going to be Captain America: The First Avenger. I love this movie. It's kind of slow, kind of boring, but I think if you really just are a really big MCU fan and just kind of love the story and just love how everything develops together, I think this is a great movie to start off the Captain America series. Of course, there's been many movies after this, and I think Captain America is one of the toughest Avengers ever. Of course, just doesn't take crap from anyone. Just fights and fights and fights. He's I don't know. Captain America: The First Avenger at the number 8 spot, I think is a good spot for it. And coming in at number 7, I'm going to put Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of people may not even have this on their top 10, but the reason I did was because this is probably one of my favorite movies to go see in the theaters. Just the music, the action, and just the comedy in it from Chris Pratt, I think definitely deserves the top 10. I think number 7 was probably the best spot to put it. So Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be coming in at number 7. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be the very first Iron Man movie. One of the best opening scenes in a Marvel movie, in my opinion, obviously, with the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie. That by far tops it. But I think this movie was just a very, very good movie to start and introduce this character. Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man throughout the entire throughout his entire role in the MCU. He played it perfectly, in my opinion, and I think there was no one else that could have played it. But I think he definitely deserves a top 10 spot. I think this movie is definitely a top 10 movie in the MCU, and so I thought number 6 was the best spot for it. But number 6, Iron Man, coming in number 6. And of course, we had to put this top 10. A lot of people may have it higher on their list. It was a phenomenal movie. I think the comedy in it, all the, of course, cameos in it were amazing. The action was crazy. But I think it was just a very overall good movie. And to finally bring these two characters to the MCU, to the Avengers, it opens up a whole new world, especially with the multiverse. So I think this movie definitely is top 5 all time, even though it just came out. Top 10 at the box office for one of the highest grossing films. So I think this movie definitely deserves the top 5 spot of all time. So Deadpool and Wolverine at number 5. And at the number 4 spot, I've got Captain America: Civil War. I think this movie was a fun movie to watch. You have all these characters that have just been teaming up the whole time, and then finally, just kind of like in the middle of all the drama, the sudden war breaks out between, of course, what Iron Man believes in and what Captain America believes in. Just to see all these characters kind of fight each other, it was different, but I think they did it in a perfect way. I liked Ant-Man being brought into this, Black Panther, of course. So I think this was definitely a top 5 movie MCU movie of all time, and so Captain America Civil War is going to go at number 4. And of course you knew it was coming. Yeah, I think you know it's coming at the number 1 spot, but Avengers Infinity War. Going to see this in the theaters, just phenomenal experience. I don't think anything can top it, but of course Endgame. But I think this was definitely one of the best MCU movies. Of course it's top 3. But I think the fight scenes in it were amazing, so fun to watch, But I think just overall, this definitely deserves a top 3 spot, and it's going to go at number 3. Phenomenal movie, in my opinion. And of course, at number 2, we had to put Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man growing up was a lot of kids' favorite superheroes. In my opinion, it was not mine. But I think with all the Spider-Mans that there have been, I think each one has played that character perfectly. I think Tom Holland is so good at what he does. I think Andrew Garfield by far is the best Spider-Man though, and then Tobey Maguire, of course, just the phenomenal Spider-Mans, bringing them all together, and of course all the villains from their universes. I think that definitely was the best, funnest movie, funnest reactions that we've ever seen in a theater in a long time, and I think this is definitely a top 3 MCU movie of all time. So Spider-Man No Way Home at number 2. And of course at number 1, I think you all saw it coming, Avengers Endgame. After watching Infinity War, left on a cliffhanger with all the action scenes. You just waiting, sitting on the edge of your seat for this movie to come out. Avengers Endgame, just a phenomenal movie, phenomenal cinema, best cinematic experience in my opinion in probably the entire cinematic universe. I don't know, however long cinema's been a thing, I think this is by far the best movie you could have ever gone to see in the cinemas. Action scenes were phenomenal, acting, everything, the story. I think this is a perfect spot for number 1. So number 1, of course, going to be Avengers Endgame. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'd like to do more of it. I'd like to give my opinion, and we got some big plans coming up in the next couple of months. I'm going to start a podcast, so make sure you guys follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and yeah, just come join the fun. Nerds Assemble, man. A lot of things we're going to talk about, I'll be explaining in the podcast, but until then, hopefully you enjoy these types of videos, and future's bright, man. I'm excited. But that was my top 10 MCU movies of all time. Hopefully you enjoyed it.